Okay, so today we're gonna try to make a ninja track, and I will teach you how to probably get started on it. Okay, so just a little basics with the editor actually. So the first thing I want to say is if you're German like me, I naturally speak German, but I want to do it English. And the first thing I want to say to you is set your game to English, because when you search for something and you don't know how to do it, you will probably go to YouTube and search for them, and that's why I actually play always in English, because I didn't know what it meant. So I had to set my game also to English. So I saw, okay, I need to do this and that on the logic systems or something. So English is not that bad for German to understand, and it's really not that hard to understand. So that's the first thing I want to say. So the next thing with the editor is to get used to it. It's pretty easy actually, and it's really good once you understand it a little bit. I played a lot of other games and editors, and always was a building kind of guy, and I can tell you Fusion Editor is the best thing I have ever witnessed, and it's really good. Okay, so before you start a track, you have a bunch of options before you set your CPs. You don't need to do that from there on. You can also change the weather settings from the ground on. So you don't need to get into the options and do that manually. You can also set sunset and fog with square and triangle. You can also rotate the sun to a certain point, but I would say try it with a lot of sun, like 12 o'clock, where there's less shadow, so you can see probably pop. Okay, so now we're at the airport, and we set a CP here, and then we go back and set a CP there, just on the middle line, so you have a straight line. It's good for visuals. And once you've done that, get used to R1. R1 does always a focus on the driving line. Doesn't matter where you are. If you press R1, you always get focused on the driving line. And I always do that. When I test something and I go back, the first thing I do is press R1, so you have a direct vision on the driving line, and this gives you always the best view, I think, and always the right angle to do changes. So always go R1 first, and then you edit. So pressing up on the arrows so you get to the menu where you have all the obstacles, and pressing down on the arrows you have this, and there you can choose your bike, track settings, track layers. You don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this. You need this and this. So first thing, when you get to the editor, you always have to choose the Viper, and again press the arrows down, go to choose the bike, let go, and then you can choose the Viper. And again press down and editor settings. This is pretty useful for the sensitivity. I have 50. You probably want to do it slower or faster, I don't know, that's up to you. Just try it out. And the rotate degrees is really important. I always put to 45. And down there you can focus camera. That's I don't have that, so I don't know if you need that. And the 45 degree, like we have an obstacles, okay, and we press right trigger, then we set it to the driving line. It doesn't matter where it's at. If you press it, it always centers to the driving line, like the middle of the driving line. So this block is now completely in the middle of the driving line. That's the green line you see there. And now we have the axis, and with 45 degree you rotate. When you press L1 you can rotate it, and you can now rotate it 45 degrees. If you put there 90 degrees, it will hop from here to here. If you put 35 degrees and so on, but 45 degrees is really nice, because a lot of the ramps are really good at 45 degrees actually. So if you have a ramp 45 degrees and one obstacle 90 degrees, that's just like that, you have a really good ninja obstacle. And the way you copy is with triangle. With triangle you can copy, paste and set it there. So just with that you can do pretty much everything actually, and select it, go up or down. Don't use the left stick. I would just use one stick for that, and that's for me it's the right stick. I always move with the right stick, okay? And when you rotate an obstacle and want to center it again, you have to go out from the driving line and center it manually, because when you push the right stick twice, it will go into its natural habitat, where this obstacle is. So all our obstacles have a natural position, and when you press the right stick 2 times, it will go in that position. Okay, so that's a little thing to know. It's not really important right now, but okay. So making a ninja track, actually use 1 or 2 obstacles. Don't overthink. Take a box, maybe take an Uber ramp, just basic stuff, and place it on another. It doesn't have to look good, it just so you get used to it, okay? And when you place some obstacles, press start to test track, and then you can test this out, what you have built. And this is pretty easy actually. So just use obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and remember, selecting the obstacle, press triangle, copy it. You can do it with everything. You can do it with the CP, copy the CP and bring it up, and then you have 1 CP. Make the next obstacle using the same ramps, using maybe the same technique, just a little bit different, and boom, you have your second CP. It's not that hard. To get motivated and having ideas for tracks, I highly suggest playing tracks, like those tracks you like, your favorites, and try to make it like that. You don't have to be so original, like, you know, it doesn't have to be. It's just you building a track, and that's it. And nobody can say, oh my god, this is such a bad track. Don't care. Don't care about it. It's just a game, you know. Okay, so with these techniques, which are I just said in like 5 minutes, it's really easy to make a ninja tracks. Actually, there's nothing more to it, and putting more CPs, more CPs, more CPs, and trying and testing it out. And that's just what you have to do the first time you get into editor. You don't have to do any crazy shit. You don't have to do any crazy deco. Just obstacles. And again, use some other obstacles maybe. When you select a new obstacle, press right stick and center it. Rotate it with L1. There you have the axis. You can switch axis with R1 and rotate with L1. And then you can place it with X or remove it with square. You can also undo what you just did. When you say, oh no, I wanted a pillar, please, I want it again, press square again, and it will come back. You can actually do this quite a few times. Like, you don't want this, you don't want this, you don't want this, you don't want this, you don't want this. But then you say, oh no, actually it wasn't that bad. Square, 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 square. And you can bring it back. You also can go, like, we just built that pillar, but we want go back. You say like here. I said no, I want the pillar. You can press triangle and redo it. That's a little bit tricky right now to understand, but you can always go back and forth with what you have done recently. So you can always bring it back or delete it. It doesn't really matter. So yeah. Also deleting some stuff, you can get into new ideas, and don't be shy, just put stuff there, try it out. Yeah, just remember the obstacles have to be centered, because a lot of beginners put it all manually, and then you have a track where you just write the edge of an obstacle. We don't want that. We want our obstacles centered and in the middle. So press right stick to center and double press for putting it back into its natural position. Place it and go back or go forth. So that's pretty much it for now. If you want more of this, let me know. I can do a lot of a lot of these, and yeah, have fun with the editor.